Well, a bit of an odd morning this morning. It rained all the way to wherever I am right now, almost to, no, not almost to Pennsylvania. On my way to Pennsylvania on the Turnpike. Right now, I'm going to get there about half an hour before the first qualifier. Maybe 40 minutes. I might be able to scoop Raging Hanover just a little bit to see how he feels. And also, I wanted to jog our newest horse, who's over here. He has to get a ride back to Northfield, and that is Sparkling Bolo. I'm going to qualify one of Tim's, Raging Hanover, and Captain Incredible this morning for us. So a great night last night, tough day yesterday. We'll talk about that more this weekend. But as far as the night goes, we had a great afternoon with Spitfire Overseas winning in 54 and a piece. Looked good. Hobbles looked a little tight, but Scotty said he tightened them up just a hole. I think just he wanted to make sure he got him away well from the rail, and he did very, very well from the rail. Not very often you see Spitfire get away that well. So great job by Scotty yesterday, and Eric and Kathy. The perfect example. We tried to send the horses down there and fit them in a right class. They ended up using them a little more difficultly. Neptune looked like he had a pus pocket that was bothering him. Eric said his left front foot was bothering him a little hot after the race. Now when it comes to Neptune, here's a horse I envisioned going down to race in the Open 2 and then dropping down for the last week or two in Corbin, and instead they put him in the Open 1 where he got beat up because he's not an open pacer. Now it was Scotty that said, well, there's only 3 weeks left. You know he's going to use you Open 2, and maybe a drop after that, maybe not, coming out of the Open. I said, yeah, you're probably right. We'll likely bring Neptune back up to the Meadows, I guess. And as much as Spitfire was a perfect fit, it didn't work out with Neptune, and it's frustrating. You know, when we're moving our horses around, we're not always going to make the right choices. Where you get Spitfire, who fit the bottom class, they put them in the non-winners of 4. Next will be the non-winners of 2, then the Open 2, and if they have one more week, I assume it'll either be an Open 2 again or an Open 1. A good run forward for Spitfire Overseas, so I was happy that that's the way it worked out. Where you look on the other side of the coin, you have Neptune, who ended up being raced over his head, and now for him to come back down out of that elevated position, it may take a little bit longer than we wanted. So the exact opposite for Neptune. Rock Shining Star, Scotty actually said he liked Rock Shining Star. He liked exactly where he was at. Now he didn't get a great finish the other day, but at the same time he kind of stuffed him in the middle of the field and run him up the inside, and it didn't work out. But he felt that the horse could do in that class, and most definitely if they let him drop down a class. So we have 3 horses down there. One definitely is a perfect fit. One definitely is not a perfect fit, and one we'll see, I guess, when the drop comes out this week. So I was very happy with Spitfire. Now, as I said, on my way over here to go with Raging, see if we can get him going. It's a little tricky, you know. When I want to see the horses, I want to see them every day, right? I want to work with them and just see how they feel. And it's hard to tell jogging, so I mean, not every day, but turn them, go a quarter of a mile, see how they feel, or go a mile and make adjustments along the way. I haven't been able to do that because, you know, we've been down in Kentucky, we've been at the sale, we've been over in London, we've been over in Ontario the other day. There has been a lot of time to do that, and I'm hopeful that when we get over here today, all is well. We just go qualify him, there's not a problem. If there is, well, then he'll have to return with Sparkling Bolo to Northfield Park. Now, my day today may have started in the rain on the way over to Pennsylvania. Hopefully, we can miss the rain, which is coming later in the morning. It says on my app anyway, over here in the Meadows, because it won't make for a very good day otherwise. I have to go from the Meadows down to Dayton to go with Arrowhead Hanover. So I'm going from Brunswick, Ohio to Washington, Pennsylvania, down to Dayton, Ohio, and then back all the way up, 3-hour drive up to Northfield to close out the night, which it does look like it's going to rain on the radar anyway, as of right now. Things in the weather in Cleveland changes like that. So hopefully it changes for the better. But as of right now, it looks like rain to close out the evening. And I believe we have Winter Soldier and Ventura maybe in tonight. So a busy day today. Last night, though, I was up a little bit late. Watching the Blue Jays. They got the job done last night. What an incredible game. What an incredible series. I know we have some clients that aren't baseball fans. So like, will you stop with the Jays already? No, I won't. I rather like baseball a lot, as you know. My son plays it, and I played it. And, always been a Jays fan, obviously, as a Canadian boy. But it's been a long time. I was a teenager the last time they headed to the World Series. 93, I believe. They won it back-to-back years, the World Series. In that run, 93, 94, 92, 93. Been a long time, and I know for the Mariners fans, I heard them saying, well, they've never gone to the World Series. They've never gone to the World Series. You'll get there someday. But not last night. It was something else. George Springer, 3-run shot late in the game to take the lead. And you know, if you guys are fans indeed, watch baseball, the Hoffman kid gave up more home runs as a closer than any other reliever in the American League this year. So I had my reservations, but I guess as they say, you have to dance with the girl you came with. And when it comes to Hoffman, he's our closer, has been, and certainly closed out last night. Man, what a game! World Series starting this week now. The Dodgers look like a different animal than the Seattle Mariners. They look very stacked. They have probably the best player of my generation. And again, for those of you that are baseball fans, from my standpoint, there is no conversation to be had. Shohei Ohtani is the best player of this generation. For a guy to be able to pitch, DH, I hurt my elbow, I need to have surgery, I guess I'll just DH and carry the team that way. Steal bases. He's just an incredible athlete. One that I have never seen in my life. I can tell you that. When you think back to the old players that people talk about, DiMaggio, Ruth, all those players, but I've never seen anything like this guy. He is something else. So I won't bore you too much with baseball. Obviously, I was very excited with the win from the Blue Jays last night. Excited about the World Series. But back to our little 3-foot world, as they say. Harrisburg is coming up. I know I told you I'd have those buckets out yesterday. I just wanted to work. Again, we'll talk about this later on in the week, but I had a lot on my plate yesterday that I didn't expect to be there. And a difficult day, but when it comes to the horses and when it comes to Harrisburg in particular and moving forward, the buckets are somewhat up. I've given everybody an opportunity to reach out. I think it's pretty clear from where I sit what we need is 2 to 3 Pennsylvania trotting colts. We need a New York horse for our New York clients, and if you were going to ask me to list them by gait and gender, I would say a trotting filly on a trotting filly from New York would be what I was most interested in. And considering that Chapter 7s are usually fairly expensive, is there another one? In more times than not, over the years, the last few years anyway, in New York, the answer would be no. But this year, I believe it is. We are always a first crop deep stable, always have been, likely will be. Back of the Neck is in New York this year, so I've been looking at a few of the back of the necks that kind of look interesting. And we'll be watching everything as we go down there. But this, as I said, it never is, and it won't be for a little while. Maybe next year, I don't know. But this is our shopping bag sale of the year, and this is the one where we take a look at our roster. What don't we have? What are we light on? What do we need? And what do our clients want? What do you want? We're always listening to you. If there's still a voice out there that wants that high-end pacer, plenty of those in Harrisburg. Look on paper anyway. I'm thinking 3 Pennsylvania trotting colts, 1 New York trotting filly. I wouldn't mind getting a New Jersey pacer. By that I would mean a perfect sting, I assume. Maybe. Still haven't got that kind of higher end pacing colt for Ontario. Haven't got him yet. So these are the types of things we're looking at. The buckets will likely be as is, a high-end pacer, which may end up turning into maybe an Ontario pacer. There's lots of bulldogs down there, and a few cattle washes, and I might turn into an Ontario pacer, but there may be a standalone pacer also, which we're not going to have a bucket for. We did this in Lexington. We'll do this again in Harrisburg. So there'll be a bucket of pacing or trotting colts for Pennsylvania. Will likely be 2, maybe 3 trotting colts. There will be a bucket for a New York trotter, a New York yearling. If you're going to ask, as I said, it will likely be a New York trotting filly. I will put a bucket up for a New Jersey pacer, if that interests you. I know a lot of people are very happy. We weren't happy with the way that the elimination went for the Breeders' Crown with Perfect Thought, but by all accounts, looking at her blood, talking to Megan, I don't think she's done yet, and she's had a tremendous year. So the biggest thing is make sure she's at 100, 102%. Can't have her at 90%, a little bit tired, trying to finish out a year. That's not what we're after. So if anybody, 100% is more in tune with the horse and looking out for the horse, it's Megan. So I trust her opinion in that regard. And if we happen to get another perfect stink for New Jersey, then cool. That would be great too. But this will be your voice. You'll be the one speaking as these buckets go up. And it's the same thing I told everybody in Lexington. I was very appreciative that everybody bought the shares out. Ohio's still a little soft. I see you picking them up though. I appreciate it. But when it comes to the Harrisburg sale, it will be on demand. If there's not a lot of demand for a New York yearling, you won't get one. Same goes for New Jersey. But I suspect there'll be more than enough interest in Pennsylvania trotting colts also, since we only have 2 right now. So as I head to Pennsylvania, I'm going to head those buckets up to you today. You guys can take a look at them. We'll let you know when they're up. And if you want to participate, great. As I said, this is the last and one of the biggest sales of us for the year. This sale has always served us pretty well, and very eager to get down to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and close out our sale season. So with that, I'm going to let you go. What do we have on today? We have Arrowhead Hanover, Winter Soldier, Blue Ventura. Those are just off the top of my head. It's Tuesday today, so we don't have anything in Ontario that I'm aware of. I don't think we have anything racing anywhere else. That's not true. We have Degas racing in Corbin. Now she's got the outside. I'm certain she'd have to be 3 or 4 to make the final minimum, and I don't know how. Listen, Dave Miller's a magician, but I don't know how he's going to do that from out there. But we'll see. We'll all see together. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful Tuesday, wherever you might be. We'll talk to you all very soon and lots of updates throughout the week. But for right now, happy the Jays made it in, happy that Spitfire won, and looking to keep that going into Tuesday. Take care, everybody.